selling.
Get the coffee, good to go?
Yep.
All right. So you can't have a new game without realizing there was an old game. And many businesses still operate in the old game of selling. They use language like close the deal. They talk about customers like they're not important. They don't deal with what's really going on. They don't have mastery of their material. They have pitch books. How many have had people come to their homes, right? Take you through a presentation with a pitch book, or even they pitch you with their iPad now. So, which button do I push on? Okay. So let me give you a few numbers. This system, the new game of selling, we've generated $3 billion in new revenue for clients. We have 50 unique plays, 6 different playbooks, all into one company. $3 billion of revenue utilizing this methodologies. What do? We drive top line revenue, bottom line profit, with little to no midline expense. Probably asking yourself how. Well, let's talk about quickly the business cycle that every business operates under. You attract ideal buyers. People call this marketing, right? You qualify the customer, getting them getting ready. This area right here is the cavern of lost opportunity. Because if you convert your buyer over here, that's your sales. Most companies, I've seen companies that will market themselves right out of business because they don't have a way to properly qualify the people that they've got coming in the front door. You convert your customers, you get the browsers into buyers. Now, before I go any further, let me show you what most businesses do. They do this again, right? Because what do? They're conditioned. We market, then we sell, then we sell, then we market. There's a problem. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. Keep your customer. What is the most expensive customer? This one. But if you're looking for the first sale, that's your mistake. You need to be playing for the second one. And if you're playing for the second one, what happens is you're keeping your customers coming back for life. And this is, by keeping them, then you're able to multiply your ROI. How can I multiply my return on investment? Because the second customer, the return on that investment is 300 to 500% versus an expense known as the marketing. The other area that at least every client I've dealt with in the last 5 years has had a problem is reactivating past and dormant clients. They ignore that. Some people think, well, if Joe doesn't want to do business with me anymore, then I got to go find another client. No. Find another client, sure. But let's talk to Joe and find out why. Here's a question you can be asking to your client. Hey, why do you do business with us? Be prepared for the answer. Be prepared for the answer. You might not like it. So part of our process is understanding a buying cycle versus a selling cycle. The selling cycle, in my opinion, is old school because you're trying to communicate to someone what you want them to buy from you. A buying cycle is you help someone purchase what it is they need or want.
1 minute.
So, here's the question. Are you dealing with ready buyers or are they getting ready? Because I can promise you, if you're dealing with people that are getting ready, you're not making any sales. You have to be dealing with ready buyers, people that are committed, willing, and able. See, the buying cycle is about satisfied, dissatisfied, and ready. How many right now in your business are you spending more time talking to satisfied people? People that are already happy with whatever the solution it is that they have. Those are not people that you're going to have any effect on, other than you wasting your time at this moment. Not that you waste your time talking to people, but you're not. You have to recognize that those are not people that are going to put money in your pocket. There's the dissatisfied. That's someone that's getting ready. They're upset maybe with their current vendor, provider, whatever your product or service is. They're getting ready, but they're not ready. And then there's the ready buyer. We call that going doink. Right in the center. Dealing with ready buyers on a regular basis is going to make just a dramatic difference. That's not rocket science, is it? But I'll bet you this. Not everyone's ever presented to you in this fashion.
Robert,
Yes,
thank you very much. Our time is up for the presentation, but we're going to go into a 20-minute Q&A session now.
Great.
To explain your questions.
I got one. I heard quite, a good chunk in 6 minutes of what the process is, or at least enough to tantalize me to look further. And if that's your intent, you did a good job at that.
Thank you.
I don't know about you, and I don't know about your company coming out of this yet.
Right.
You didn't even touch upon that. So for us, I'm curious about you. Why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
If you could share that just a little bit with us.
Did that on purpose.
I know.
It's always better to give something in advance before you tell them who you are. I believe in value. Bob Blackburn is a guy that's been selling for a little over 25, almost 30 years, I dare say. I'm only 52, but I started slinging papers when I was 12 years old in front of the Catholic Church. I used to make pretty good money putting them in the cars for the little old ladies. But the fellow Mitch Axelrod that actually created most of this material, Mitch was my mentor back almost, it's been 20, we figured it out the other day, it's been about 25 years that I've been actually utilizing these processes and these programs. And personally, I've generated a little over $30 million for clients in my career utilizing this process. I personally was a professional wrestler many years ago. If you have YouTube, unfortunately, most of my youth is still on there. I'm not a millennial, but I know how to use millennial things. And then from a business perspective, I've worked in 3 different industries. I'm published in 3 different industries. At the end of the day, I've seen the fat lady sing a couple of times. As a company, my role here really is just to serve clients. I get more personal satisfaction out of going into businesses and growing them than anything else I've ever done. So when I stopped essentially working for other companies and started working with Mitch as a way of kind of returning to my roots. Is that a good answer?
That's good enough.
Thank you. How can I serve? Yes, sir.
And now you get some question.
Hi, James Chen. I'm relatively new to Wilmington and Captain Beach. I
Well-
really like the reactivate process. That was brilliant because you already have a rapport with the past and active garment customers, and you never know when timing's an issue. So can you share with us some maybe, if you will, some techniques on how to reactivate?
Sure. And again, all depends on industry, but sometimes it's as much as just, hey, I'm gonna get real simple, just ask them.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ways to reactivate customers is to call them up and ask them, hey, why did you do business with us? Why did you stop doing business with us? They haven't been asked. They've just gone away. We utilize, we'll put together special pricing programs. I mean, think about this for a minute. If you think about one of the industries that's famous for basically screwing their customers is the telephone industry, right? Because what do? They give all the best deals to what? To get this customer, right? And they take them all the way through to here, and then what do they do to us? They forget about us. And they go back here and they go get the new customer, right? The reactivation is instead of pricing everything and giving everything away to get that new customer that you've never seen before, why not create a strategy to go after the one that you've already had, that you already have all their data, you already have their information, you know what they bought before. Go back to them and ask them, hey, would you like to buy this again? And here's the deal. It's not brain surgery. If it was, honestly, I wouldn't be involved. I've been dropped on my head.
Really?
Literally.
What if you've left the customer out there for so long that you haven't gone back to, say your business has grown so much over the course of a year that it's been a year you haven't talked to a customer, they haven't talked to you, they haven't even sent you an email. But then, how do you go back to them and even start that dialogue after a year? It's been so long, but they're still there,
Hey, how you doing?
Very
It's
well.
been
How
a while.
are you? Yeah, sure has. Good to see you again.
You think maybe we can sit down and have a conversation
I'd
about
love
what
to.
we're
I have
doing?
some free time right now.
Okay, duh.
All right. You got it.
Well, you already
Put
paid
your
you $5
pride
for that.
Take your pride and throw it in the trash.
Oh,
Right, you're thinking way too high.
Do you delineate levels of,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
do you delineate levels of customers, say for a long-standing business that has customers that are, a decade or so old, why do you stay with us? And then say you've got customers that are a year or two old,
Sure, I mean,
they're all
yeah,
customers, but some obviously.
sure,
around
listen,
longer.
what is it they say, everyone's equal, just some are more equal than others, right? You know what I mean? I mean, so yes, you're gonna have that, you're naturally gonna have some delineation, and you want that. It's part of building relationship. The relationship that I've got 10 years in here versus the relationship I've got 2 minutes in here, I got to take time. You can't rush this relationship. This one has to take time, and you've got to build levels. So yeah, you're gonna have that. One other, I think the other part here, guys, is not to lose this. Is that this qualifying process? So many industries, so many businesses, they throw this big net out there and try to capture as wide a thing as possible. I mean, if I can pick on you for a minute, you guys have got this crazy cool thing going on, right? And you got all these different things, and my friends over here is asking you questions that fit his demographic. Right? You can't buy like you sell, okay? And you can't sell like you buy, you understand? So his idea is his idea. It may not fit your deal. That's okay. That's okay. Know who you are. Set your company up to go after what Doink is. Who is your customer? You've got to be able to have a process that qualifies your customer so that you know you got the right one. Because the only thing that you're going to do between here and here is spend a lot of time and waste a lot of money if they're not the right one. So if you're going to have a big net, have a big net. But have a process by which you're sorting. Ready, not ready, mine, not mine, no. You know what I mean? And guess what? No's an answer, and it's a good one. I'm sorry, Jim, I can't help you. I walked away from millions of dollars of business in my career. Because I knew that that person in my system wasn't going to be a fit. That takes courage, especially when you're broke. But you have to do it. You have to do it. And for some of you with younger businesses, some of you are going to think, oh no, I need that deal. I need that. No. You might not need that deal. Because that deal may be the difference between you making it or not making it. And more likely not than taking that one that's going to hurt you. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Question? Yes, sir.
Actually, an observation that would probably, I mean, most people are visual learners. I would suggest making your convert much smaller, and then your multiply much bigger, because in reality, that was your idea, was the conversion is a smaller chunk of money compared to the multiplier.
It's a great idea. Thank you. This whole system is, the deliverable is actually all video, where if, for instance, if you engage with us, we deliver everything to you in video format, as well as obviously having us to talk to and work through. So, as a gift, one of the things that we talk about is these 6 points, these 6 leverage points, being what we call push button profits. Okay? Every one of you in this room right now can look at this chart and pick out one area that you'd like to use to grow your business, that you could stand to use to get your business moving. So what I'm going to do is, if everyone is so kind, if they just hand over some business cards to the end or whatever, I'll send them a thing called push button profits. It's a tool that we use, that we give to our clients. But ideally, what happens is with the playbooks, each one of these is a playbook. So if you wanted to engage us, as an example, in the area of reactivation, then we would be able to license you that material and the information you need to get that, to use reactivation as an example. So that's just one of the ways to engage with us. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you ready? Or are you getting ready? Because are you ready? If you're ready, I'm ready. If you're getting ready, let's chat. But we can't get serious until you're ready. It is that simple. The new game is about collaboration. The new game is about communication. The new game is about making sure that you and your client are on the same page. You see, there's a little thing that when you're dealing with someone and you're in a sales situation, and everybody's in a sales situation every day. I don't care what your business is. If you're trying to get money from somebody else, you're in sales. If you got a job and you're trying to get the check from the employer, you're in sales. Okay? Just saying. So if that's the case, what do you have to have in order to have a successful transaction? Well, you have to have alignment. You have to be aligned with that person, that you guys got to be on the same page. You have to have agreement. Yes, I want to work with you, or yes, I can provide you this service, or yes, fill in the blank. And you got to have commitment.
Robert, here's a question. For 1 Million Cups Virgin Beach, we've been running for about 2 months now, and our pipeline is getting a little lean right now. So how would you apply what you believe in to attracting more presenters, to be more engaged, and also more audience members? We have about a 50-50 split each week with current and new audience members.
So I think what part of it is that you guys have it's a unique realm that you are trying to attract, and part of that, unfortunately, is that you have people that don't really understand what your message is, who you're after. So for me, I think part of your attraction is to have a better handle on who your ideal person is. And then in order to convert them, if you will, is that you've got to get them here. And part of getting them here is maybe more people understanding exactly what it is that you do. I think there are other industries that would benefit from this community that are not traditional. Listen, nobody wants another B&I meeting, okay? I mean, I'm just gonna be the one that says it, okay? I probably did it on camera. All right, no worries. Go ahead, put that up.
If I could just say really quick, if I never received like any email or any information, I didn't even know what this was. Tom said, come here and speak, so
We were communicating.
and I mean, I would have bought 10 or 15, business owners with people that, I just didn't know. I thought there was gonna be like 100 people here. I had no idea.
Exactly. Well, we were communicating with Tom with that,
Right.
but, because he had applied. But to your point, when we noticed that when audience members do come, then they kind of get an idea of what it is about and that they do present.
Well, and I think anytime you have this kind of a forum where people are giving you input or whatever, too, that also takes a special kind of person. I was here last week, and the guy with the escape bin room thing, that was kind of cool. And the other guy, the tech guy, was here. Now, the thing that I don't see is either one of those guys this week, right? I mean, those are things that, they came and they conquered and then they left, But I see some of the same faces I saw last week that are here, you know what I mean? So that's commitment, okay? So part of it is building it around people that kind of get it, and that may take longer. It's not going to be you're not going to blow the thing up, but I don't think that people really understand what this is and what the power this community could have, given an opportunity.
So if I'm trying to draw a thread from all you're saying, so I'm getting the sense that the only way we can learn these things for a million cups or for our own individuals, we have to talk to the people that we want to connect with, right? We need to talk to buyers to figure out how to attract them. We need to talk to. I loved how you just qualified us all. Like, don't give me a call unless you're ready. Because I was thinking, how do you figure out they're ready? You say, don't call me when you're ready. Okay, that works. Don't overthink it, like you said.
You can't overthink.
So I would, give us a piece of paper to fill out every week. Why did you come? Why did you come back? And you'll get information.
As tech savvy as this group can tend to be, I would think. I don't know. Just saying. Like, we all have an iPhone. We all have things. Put an app, get that app guy that was here last week, get him to do some work. No, seriously, but just have a form right on the thing as you leave, boom, 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 check it out, and you're good, But I would, you've got to ask people, you've got to qualify people, you got to talk to people.
And to your point, actually based on your question and based on what you answered, I would like to add, I agree that, what really comes is in the point of attraction, but I think also maintaining the key point is very important because the commitment level is not there. I've been coming in here on and off occasionally, but I realize is people come in when they have to present and then they have nothing to do with it. If you are here just to speak for yourself, then this is not the group for you. You are here not only should promote yourself, but all the businesses in the area. So if you're supporting someone, you also have to be in the audience, when the other people are presenting. And that's what I feel is the weak link out here. We're not worried about keeping people. The same thing that applies to businesses, I think applies here. Just something. Yes.
I think, I've done stuff like this more informal in larger cities, and a lot of times what keeps these alive is someone in return that there's I guess you could call them profilers. So someone that, for me, sitting here, and I'm just quietly taking notes on who's who, and I can connect you. So in Chicago, I got asked to it was a secret happy hour, and someone had money and another person had an idea, and that middleman would put them together and they would make a cut. They were like a headhunter. And that was what kept people coming back because as they got more money from that one idea coming in, they had an extra 50 grand, and they're looking somewhere to roll it in. And so if you present and someone knows that someone else has some money, like we had a guy here who retired last week, and he's looking for something to roll in the sales from his business. If you can put that in there, so we might need to attract some money men, something like that, where they're more silent investors, they're more handling people. You know, they got people, you know, there's a lot of people here that are tech guys that, I
A lot
mean,
of
they're nice,
professionals.
they can't pitch, they need some help for it, and they can have pitch men, like,
I need to qualify that a little bit, because we're taping here. Kaufman is very sensitive about that due to their tax status. So this is an educational group. It's not a business, quote, business networking group per se. It's an educational group. Doesn't mean that you can't walk out of the room, go get a cup of coffee and make that connection.
Why don't we educate venture capitalists?
Robert, thank you very much for your
Okay, Dave.
presentation. And we do want to ask, what is it that the community can do for you?
Really, when you have if someone that you know that's working their business and really is trying to grow their top line revenue, give us a call. It's not, can I serve you, yes or no? And then who do you know who I can serve? This is a business of service. One quick thing to think about too, is you think about it, how you can take something else from us today. One of the things that we've also developed is a way to have our program, our training, our system, where you can give it to your client as a way of helping them build their business, that the revenue they generate helps do what? Pays for you. Something to think about for you.
Thank you.